Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, ScottDog. Thank you very much for joining us. We're on day 17 of our 29 games in 29 days. This one's a little bit different. I've played this game before. I played it on the channel very briefly, and this is a demo. You can see down here, this is a demo version. So slightly different to pretty much every other game on this list so far. However, I'm playing it again because there is now a release date, and that release date is in 3 days' time, the 20th of February. I'm really excited about this. This is one of my most anticipated games of the year, and it's coming out real early, and I'm really excited about it. I'm not very good at it, but it's a difficult one to explain. A poker roguelike. Balatro is a hypnotically satisfying deck builder where you play illegal poker hands, discover game-changing jokers, and trigger adrenaline pumping outrageous combos. I don't have a price on it yet, but I really like it. It's got a lot of things that are very interesting. The new demo's out. It's been updated. There's new jokers and a few other things. So we're going to get into this and have a little play. So as you can see here, we've got a new run. We've got challenges not availing the demo. And then we've got different decks. So at the moment, you can see all of these decks at the bottom are locked. These are different to the ones we had in the previous demo. So blue deck, you get one additional hand every round. The magic deck, start your run with a crystal ball and voucher and 2 copies of the full. We're going to play with this one. We've got this base difficulty. We haven't been able to change that in any of these demos, I don't think. We've got seeded run, but we'll turn that off for now. We're just going to hit play, and we're going to give this a little go. So don't worry if you don't know anything about poker. I'm not particularly great at poker, but we're going to talk a little bit about what we're seeing here. We've got the blind. So you have a small blind, a big blind, and then you have to take on the boss, essentially. So as you work your way through these, you're increasing the score that you have to try and achieve with your hands in each round. We also have the addition to, or the option to skip these blinds, which means we won't play this round. We'll move straight onto this one, but we'll get a reward for skipping it. However, what you're not getting is money that you can then buy things in the shop at the end of each round. So you're potentially skipping past the opportunity to improve your hand by taking some of these things. That said, you can see here re-rolls a 0 in the next shop, re-rolls the big blind, the big boss. So this one will give us something different. At the moment, you can see that the negative side of this boss is they're giving us a -1 hand size. This is going to keep going. You can see down here the ante is 1 of 5. I think there's more rounds than that. I can't quite recall. Over here, we've got how many hands we can play per round, which we'll have a look at in a second. How many times we can discard cards. Up to 5 cards can be discarded. How much money we've got. Our round score. And this is the important part. This is kind of the number of chips that a hand is worth times a multiplier. That will make more sense when we get into that. If we hit run info, you can see all of the hands that make up a poker hand. So you can see here, there's a number of these. There are a few more that aren't on this list that you can find. So potentially you can get 5 of a kind in this because you're able to manipulate your deck. You can also get a suited full house, and they'll have different modifiers. So you can see here the base modifier for a straight flush is 100 chips times 8. The base modifier for a high card is 5 chips times 1. You then add the value of the cards that you've got in there that are being used for that hand. It will make more sense as we go, I promise. Up here in the top right hand corner, we've got some cards. These are tarot cards. You also get planet cards. We'll see those as we go. But what this will allow us to do, at the moment it does nothing. But once we play our first tarot card or planet card, we can use the Fool. And what that will do is create a copy of the last tarot or planet card that we played. So potentially we might be in a good place. I wonder if you can continue to use these over and over again. Could you, because we're allowed 3 of these cards, could I play one of these to get something else, then play this to get a copy of this back? Would that ever help me? I don't know if it would. Anyway, let's go and start playing our first hand. So what we're going to see here is the deck of hand, or the hand of cards that we've drawn. We can sort that by rank or by suit, and we're essentially trying to make a poker hand. So we can see we've got ace, king, 10, 9. We're missing a queen and a jack to make a straight over here. We've got a pair of 4s. We could play that. We've got 3 diamonds. We're close to a flush over here. So there's a few things we can do. We could potentially get rid of all of these cards. and see if we can get the queen and the jack to help us out here and make a hand. But I do wonder if we might go, let's keep all these diamonds and get rid of these. If we come over and click on this, what this will show us, we've got a straightforward hand at the moment. So you can see the cards that have been drawn and all the rest of those things. But over here you can see how many you've got left if we were to do anything. We have got a king of diamonds. We don't want to get rid of that one. We're going to hit discard. We're looking for one more diamond. We didn't get it. That's bad news, right? We did get a 7, 8, 10 jack king. If we had a queen in there and an ace, we might be good, but we haven't. Let's get rid of these and we'll discard these. Because it's so early and we're aiming for a very small score, getting rid of these isn't the end of the world. We only get 3 discards, but you can see here we've got a flush. It's level 1. It's going to be 35 plus or times 4 as the base. But what's also going to happen is it's going to add chips for each one of these cards, and the value of them is 10 for aces, 10 for face cards, and then the value of the individual hand. So you can see we're real close to where we need to be. Now what we can do is we can discard again. So let's get rid of these and see if we can get another queen or another 2. If we can, great. If not, we can just simply play, we may as well play our 8s. They're worth slightly more, and that should give us 20 times 2 plus the value of these cards. Hopefully that makes sense. And then it will add it to this total. So well over our 300. We'd have done that far quicker if we weren't talking through it. So we'll get going. I'll still try and do my best to kind of explain my thinking, but hopefully some of that makes sense. Now what we got at the end of this, we got 3 chips or 3 dollars for completing it. We also got $2 for having 2 hands left. If we'd have completed it in 1 hand, we'd have had 3. We cash out our 5, it adds to our 4. We've got $9, and we can now use that to buy things. So what you can see here, this isn't great for us. What we really want is a thing called a joker, which gives you kind of modifiers to your hands. But we could level up some of the hands here. So we could level up a pair. So that will be, if we come over here and look at our run info, a pair is 10 times 2. That will increase these values. So they'll be slightly more expensive. Don't think we really want that. We could buy a pack down here. So we could say, let's spend $4 on adding a playing card to our deck. We don't really want to do that. We could also spend $4 to open a pack of celestial cards, which will give us some planet cards. In all honesty, I don't want to do any of these. But I'm a little bit worried that we might not make it, but we're going to give it a go. We need to get 450 this time. So let's hit select or start and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we get a good hand to begin with. What have we got? 2, 4, 5, 7. I think we're going to get rid of these and see if we can aim for something with face cards. Not bad. We'll take a full house. 40 times 4 plus the 10 for each of these. Not a bad start, that. So we're going to be a little shy, I think, but not a million miles away. Okay, we've still got some discards. We've got another full house. I mean, it makes sense to play it, right? We've done pretty well straight off the bat. We've got down to 2 hands, but this should give us enough to see us over the edge there. And we've done this one as well. Hopefully now we see a joker in the shop because I want to show them to you, but also you can see how they can begin to add to the hand. Now, one of the other things just to point out is you can see here we get 1 interest for having $5 in the bank. So by not spending our money, we've made more money. Now, perfect. This is a great joker to show you. Little disappointed again that we've just got these standard decks. All that's going to do is allow us to add an extra card. This one is not terrible. It's not really amazing. And we've still got these. I'd really like to be able to use these, but we're going to buy this joker. We need it. And what that's going to do is every hand that we play is going to give us one of these multipliers. So you can see we could get a 0, we could get an 11, a 1, a 5, a 15, a 4, a 10, etc., etc. We'll show you what that means. That should be enough for us to get past this 600 blind that we want. Obviously, bearing in mind that for a pretty good full house, we got 360. Now, hopefully, let's take a bit of a, do we take a bit of a gamble here? We've got ace, 2, 3. If we can get a 4, we're in a good place. I'm going to get rid of these 3. We're looking for a 4. We didn't get it. I'm going to gamble again, you know. And it is a risk, but we're going to do it. We have got it. So we can now do, actually we can do Let's do an ace because it's worth more. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us a straight. So 30 times 4, and we'll see all of these added. But if we keep an eye on the joker, we'll see our multiplier, which is only a 5 times, so not great, but that's given us 480. If we'd have got a 20 multiplier, we'd have been home and hosed by now. I'm going to get rid of all of these. We've got some face cards. We'll see if we can draw some that help us over the line. This is perfect, right? This is exactly what we want. Another straight, a high-end straight. We'll be able to play this, and hopefully we'll get a high multiplier, just so you can see what that looks like. A 9 times multiplier. These little flames essentially means you've beaten the score that was required in one hand. So, you know, it'd be nice to have done that on the first hand. We could have done that if we'd have got a higher multiplier, but that's why jokers are so important. But equally important is thinning out your deck, getting the right cards into your deck, and doing all of those things. So, what have we got? We've got a Celestial pack here, which is going to give us a planet. The reason I don't really want to take these is they're not really giving us anything to benefit over here. And I really want to be able to manipulate our deck. If we click on this, you can see it's just the standard deck. If we could, let's say, for example, let's say we could get rid of all of the spades. And then we could be closer to knowing that it's going to be far easier for us to get a flush, for example. And then we can aim for jokers that help with that. Or we can upgrade all of these. So, you know, there's a certain card that will turn all of these into the same card rank. So you might have 24s in your deck, and it's far more likely that you get 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind in there. So we're looking for those things to manipulate. Now we could buy this 40 chips per for each discard remaining. Now we use quite a lot of discards, but I'm going to buy this for now, and we're just going to move on, because the last thing I want is for us to lose this early. Now we could skip this, and what that does is puts a holographic joker in the shop. I'm going to do it. We're going to do that. Holographic, you can see it gives a multiplier, I think, beside it. So we'll keep an eye out for that one. What have we got here then? We've got a pair of threes. We've got 3, 4. Nothing really standing out. I'd like to, you know what? We've got this, which is giving us 40 chips per pair. Do we want to... I'm going to play a hand here, I think. I'm going to play this hand. So just a pair of 3, so it's 13 times 2, but we're going to get 120 chips added to it, and times it by 5. We're halfway there for just a pair. So not a bad little hand. We've got these. I'm going to discard these. We're just going to cut this down, but hopefully we can get something good. We've got 2 pairs. I mean, we've got 3 pairs, but I don't think that's necessarily what we're looking for. We'll play this. And again, this hopefully will get us over the line, close to over the line. We're now down to 80 chips per thing. So, but then we've got an 18 times multiplier. Smashed it. Perfect. We move on. And this game, the scaling is an interesting one, because sometimes you feel like you're well ahead of it, and then you hit a bottleneck, and other times you feel like you're so far behind, and then the perfect joker or card or some way of manipulating your cards comes up. All we're getting down here is planet cards. We might have to take a gamble. What we are going to do is buy... So this is the holographic one. This doesn't really help us, but I am going to buy it. So what this allows us to do is go 20 bucks into debt. I assume we'd lose if we didn't do that. I'm going to buy both of these. What you can see here is the maximum we can have is 5. And I'm going to hit continue, because we're not getting the chance to really manipulate our deck. So we need to make sure we're getting some multipliers every time. And hopefully we can get some hands straight off the bat without having to do that. What this is doing is telling us we've got to get an extra large blind. It's just put the price up of what we need to hit. The points value we need is higher. We could do a couple of pairs here. This feels like an okay start. Let's also get rid of this 7. We may as well throw it away because we're not going to use it. And we can see what we get from here, because we've got a load of things. We've got 120 chips, then we've got 17 multiplier, a 4 multiplier, a 10 multiplier. You can see we've smashed it in hand 1. Hence why multipliers are really important. But equally, getting your chips up is really important, because obviously you want to times more by more. So obviously making that connection between the two, really important. Over here we've got add 1 of sale value to every joker and consumable card at the end of a round. So that means we're going to be able to sell these for more. I don't know if it helps us. We've got we've got a different set of cards though. We've got this, which is the Jumbo Buffoon pack, which will give us one of 4 jokers to choose. I'm just going to buy one of these, I think. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to buy this. Tarot cards are 2 times more likely to appear in the shop because we just haven't been seeing them, and we've still got these to use. This is our benefit of using this deck. We haven't even used them. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to go on to the next round because I want to keep some money, and we're going to give this a go. We could get a mega celestial pack. Again, that's more planets. We really should have just gone with the planets by now, but well, we missed that boat. What have we got here? Nothing useful. I'm going to play a pair of 7s, and that's it. Not a great hand, but hopefully our multipliers will help us out here. Again, because of the multipliers, we don't need to worry about it, but this scaling isn't really scaling. We're not giving ourselves a chance of getting the better hands to give us the better starting multipliers. But we are getting lots of cash, so not horrendous. Up to 20 bucks. This one's a pretty good joker, and this one is enhancing 1 card into a lucky. Why have we not had any of these? Right, I'm going to buy you first of all, and I'm just going to put you at the star here. What this does is adds double the rank of the lowest card held into a multiplier. So it's going to add to our multiplier. If we can make sure that we're playing our lowest cards, our multiplier is going to be 2 times 8, 2 times 9, 2 times 10, whatever the situation is. We could buy this to get a lucky card. I don't think this is the answer. We could re-roll. Again, I don't think that's the answer either. I'm going to hit next. I feel like we're missing the opportunity to A, to be able to show you the tarot cards, but B, to be able to focus on something. Okay, we've got a couple of pairs. I'm going to get rid of you, and this will help us because if we play these, our lowest multiplier is a 10. So we'll see that as we go. And instantly, we're over the line. Gotta love that. This card doesn't really help us too much because we've got a fair amount of cash, and all it's doing is giving us a 10 multiplier. So getting rid of this one is the first option. So we can really focus on getting higher multipliers. Now, interesting. This is interesting. So we've got 2 jokers here that I think could be useful. Let's talk about them. This first one gives us 30 chips whenever we play an ace, a 9, a 7, a 5, or a 3. So just a way of boosting this blue number. This one here is quite interesting. Gain 2 malts, and it stacks every time you play a hand that contains 2 pairs. We've done that quite a lot. We can actually see over here how often we've done it. We've played it 4 times. We've played 2 pairs. So if we had this at the start, we'd have been adding 2 times multiplier to this. I'm actually going to sell you and buy you. Now, the other thing that's going on over here is we've got this. A Mega Arcana pack. We're going to be able to choose 2 tarot cards out of 5. We're going to buy this as well, because we want to be able to use these cards. So let's see what we get. Convert 3 cards up to spades. If we were to use this and convert 3 of these cards up to spades, we could then use the Fool and convert another 3 up to spades. And you can see from that, we're starting to really focus in on spades are our thing. Enhances 1 card to a steel card. Steel card gives you a 1.5 times 1.5 multiplier while it's in your hand. Pretty good. Creates a random joker. You must have room. Gives you converts 1 card to a gold card or destroy a couple of cards. This is quite useful for thinning out your deck when you know what you're going for. But I think we're going to go with let's choose the one that we're not worried about first. Shall we? Let's destroy you and you, and I'm going to use you. We get to choose 2, so that's fine. We'll do that to begin with. So we're thinning out some of this. Then I'm going to use you, and we're going to upgrade. You know what? Let's upgrade these 3. So we didn't delete our 3 because it is a spade and we're aiming for those spades. But then what we can do is we can start to use these, which is going to give us that card again. So if I use this now, for example, that is going to give us another one of these. So when we're in a hand, we're going to be able to use that. Could be really useful. What I'd also like to do, I'm going to buy this. It's going to put us under the threshold for the 2 extra coins, but we're really looking for the flush one. Now we've got this. This is a bit of a pain. We don't necessarily need this. So I'm going to go with this. But no, you know what? I'm going with the flush. We're gonna get rid of this. We're going to go all in for the flush. So you can see what's happened here is it's boosted the base value of a flush. Right, let's get into the next round. This one, all club cards are debuffed. I'm glad that's not spades. Let's hit select. So now we know we're looking for flushes we can absolutely do that, right? So we can, interestingly, we can come over here and we can play this. And immediately we've got a handful full of spades and we can play our flush. We've already got our starting base boost and we should hopefully get a load of boosts up here. Now we only got 2 times this. What would have been really useful for us is if we'd have played this. I didn't really think about it. If we'd have played this, that would have helped. But equally, if we'd have converted our cards into spades, we could have played our lowest cards to give us the highest boost going on. Let's have a think about this. We could convert these. Could we get a straight flush here? 6? No, we can't. Is the short answer. Because we'd have to convert you, we'd have to convert you, we'd have to convert you, and that is not going to cut it. But we could get we could get a straight. That doesn't really help us, right? Let's just have a look at the hands over here. So a straight is worth 30 times 4, a flush is worth 55 times 6. So a flush is the way forward for us. So we may as well, I think, convert you, and convert you. That's going to give us this again. We may as well go all out on the spades. If we can change one of these jokers for one that gives us a benefit for having spades, we'll be in a pretty good place. So that's that done. I'd love to get some more of those cards, but we'll go in and we will play you. We're going to get rid of you. We could discard some of these, but we'll take the 10 times multiply. We don't need to worry about it too much. This is going to give us a flush, and that's going to be it. This joker doesn't really benefit us anymore. Hopefully we can get rid of that. Maybe get one with a more consistent number over here would be lovely. But 5,000, we're well over the line of where we needed to be. Perfect. And we're going to get a reasonable amount of dosh back into the bank. Great. Now, what have we got here? Not discovered. After 3 rounds, sell this card to duplicate a random joker. Intriguing. I mean, we don't need this, right? So I'm going to sell you. I'm going to throw you up here. We're going to buy you. It's expensive, but I'm going to buy you because it sounds interesting. Convert cards to hearts. So we could try and start converting. If we come and look at our deck down here, we could try and start converting some of our diamonds to hearts, and we'll end up with a far better chance of getting a flush, right? Because we're getting rid of the ones that we know we're not going to use. Might not be the worst shout. We could buy this. Choose, get a pack of 5, choose one. I'd really like the Fool again, if we could find it. Perfect. We're going to buy this one over here, or use this one over here, because that's going to take us straight back in to being able to convert more cards into a spade. Right, we're down to $3. We're going to hit continue. The small blind over here will give us, if we skip it, will give us a polychrome joker. We might not be able to afford it, so I'm going to hit select and we'll play on from here. We're trying to get 8,000. Okay. We can get a flush over here. Sorry, a flush over here. So I'm going to, straight off the bat, I mean, there is an argument to hold on to this and then use it when you're looking for a straight flush or something. But I think just converting these cards is fine, because this will allow us to get rid of the 2. We'll keep the king over there and we'll play this like this. Three rounds. This might be a little late for this, but we'll see how it goes, because it's not doing anything for us right now. 6,300. Hopefully we'll get a few more spades. We didn't get any that we needed here, but what we can do, the plus point of this is we can play this hand. It doesn't matter, because the only thing we're losing is an extra $1. So we can play this. It will probably get us over the line, and even if it doesn't, we're likely to draw spades. So we're kind of in a place where at the moment our hands aren't that important, because we're clearing this number quite convincingly. That's going to change. Another $5 in the bank. What have we got here? If 80 chips if your hand contains a flush. Sounds like that could be really important to us, right? And I think we're going to get rid of you and buy you, just because you're stopping us from playing these discards, and now we can start using them again. And I think we're going to, it's a rough one, but I think we're going to buy this and hope for another Fool. If we come across anything that indicates we can't play, if we come across anything that says we can't play spades, we're in serious trouble. What have we got over here? We've been getting rid of clubs, so I don't fancy converting cards back to clubs. Turns a card into a wild card. That's going to do the same effect, but it's only going to be one card. Convert to clubs. 2 to a bonus card. That gives us extra chips. Doubles our money. Can't use that. We've only got $1. And a steel card. It's going to basically use up a hand card in our deck, but it is going to give us a multiplier. I'm tempted to go wild card, you know. Let's do it. So it's just going to mean we can use it as any suit, which in this case is likely to be spades. Right, perfect. Let's move on. What have we got going on here? A negative joker. That will allow us to get an extra joker. We're 1 into our 3 over here. You can see we're going to need to get 16,000, and it's going to discard 2 random cards, which is going to be a problem for us if it's going to start getting rid of spades. Now, what have we got here? We can play these, I think, but we're going to discard them because we're not worried about our discards anymore. We've got a pretty good flush, and we're going to get a 14 times multiplier plus our 80 chips over here for having a flush. Not bad. Be nice to see this one start becoming useful. A 0 multiplier is really rough for us. We still got 5,000, but we got 10 multiplier and that was it. Okay. If we could get a king, we'd be on for a straight, but that's not really the synergy we've built, right? Let's discard these. And we're back to this. I'm going to discard you two and hope we get a higher number. We didn't really, but we can play it this way, right? Which is perfect because we're then going to get a 10 times multiplier over here. So 20 times, which should be good. Should be enough to get us over the line. Especially with our 15 multiplier over here. All good. 13,000, job done. We move on to another boss. Okay. We'll cash out over here. We're up to $7. First played face card gives 2 times multiplier when scored. A straight, or we could try our hand at getting another convert to spades or something similar. What have we got? Converts 3 cards to spades. Exactly what we wanted. This we can't use because it's going to give us something different. But what we can do is buy you and use it on these. Now what we want to start thinking about is, can we start thinning out the rest of the deck? Can we start getting rid of those other cards? We haven't got any more money, so let's hit next. I didn't even look at what the boss does. Discard 2 random. We knew that. Let's go. So we have got enough to do our flush over here. So we can discard these and just see if we get other cards that we can use, which we do. So this will be our first flush. Love that. And that's going to give us a 14 times multiplier. Could have got rid of the other ones and we've got a high multiplier, but that's fine. Unfortunately, discarded our 2 spades. Not bad. We're halfway there in one hand, but we're a little way away. I mean, we may as well play a straight while we're here, right? It does not going to give us this. It's going to give us double that. I'm tempted to do it, even though it's not particularly optimal. I think we're safe, so I'm not worried about it, but we've got a load of spades still left. And we're going to get our 8 times multiplier plus whatever we get up here. So only 3,000, but we're close enough, right? And now we can... Hopefully we discard the 4. That would be lovely. Perfect. We're going to get another 14 times multiplier for this one. And we're in a pretty good place again. Be nice if we can start boosting this from level 2 to start the starting point to be even higher, but pretty safely done. One hand left to spare. This is now going to be ready to duplicate one of these. Now, we may want to be to sell some of these other cards before we do it. +1 mult per tarot card used. So what we could do is I'm going to sell this one, because this is going to give us +10, which is the other one was doing anyway. I'm also thinking about selling this one. Now, I think these two are really strong for us because of our flush. We know we're always going to play a flush where we can, and having double is pretty nice. I think I prefer this one, but I'm going to sell you. And we got this one duplicated. So we're now getting 160 chips per that. I'm then going to buy you. We're still less than where we were to begin with. It's not ideal. But what we are getting, every time we use a tarot card, we're getting plus 10. So we could just start buying these. I'm going to buy one of these. Again, if we can get the spades one, it would be fantastic. What have we got? Creates up to 2 planet cards, 1 wild card, convert to hearts, convert to steel, or a chance of getting a polychrome. If we come over here, we could think about starting to convert some of these other cards to hearts. Now, we have to use it straight away, so actually the only one we can convert is this ace of clubs, so it's not really helping us. Maybe the steel card could be really important. You know what? I don't like converting an ace, but I'm going to do it. We can just keep that in our hand. We'll be in a pretty good place. And now we're up to 11 multiplier over here. I'm also going to buy this one because it's just going to benefit us with this multiplier. But convert to clubs, destroys 2 selected cards. I don't think that's the worst option. Convert to diamonds. The Fool allows us to do that, which will create another steel card. I'm actually going to play you, and I'm going to get rid of you two. Am I going to get rid of you two, or do I get rid of the hearts? I don't know if it matters. I'm going to get rid of the... You know what? Let's just get rid of the lowest ones because that benefits us most with this, right? I'm sure there's an argument to try and get rid of one suit entirely from your deck. But let's do this. This will select 2 cards. We've got that. Let's do that. That's going to add to our multiplier over here. That's 12 times. And we haven't got enough money for that. Okay. We're getting into the big money territory though. So let's see how this goes. Okay. We're not looking great from our starting point. Let's get rid of these. And now we can play these. Flush is on board. We're going to get another 160 chips added to this, which is huge. I think it's not massive in terms of the multipliers, but let's see where we end up. 9,500. You know, what we are getting here is more consistent in terms of our flushes. I mean, this one's only going to be times 8, but it's still times 8. So pretty good. If we can start boosting this and getting rid of some of the lower cards in our hand, we'll be in a really good place. We're 1 short, unfortunately. I don't know if it's going to matter what we play here. Look at this. Look at this go. A different flush. Can you believe it? Who'd have thought we'd have a diamonds flush? Okay. Now, if we'd have had our steel card in there, I think we'd have gone crazy. So maybe hoping we can pull that a little more often will be useful. We only got $4 this time, so we're only up to 6, which isn't great. There's our friend, the Joker. This will be pretty good. We're going to buy and... I don't think... Can I just... I'll buy it. Let's buy and use it, I think, because it's going to... We want to get rid of some cards, and it's going to give us this bonus over here. $3. Let's keep going. The blind over here is choose 2 of up to 5 tarot cards. You know what? Let's do this. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. I was going to skip this one. I'm an idiot. Okay, we've got our steel card, so we want to keep that in our hand all along. Let's discard these and see what we get. So we've got this, which is great. We're going to play this. We're going to keep this in our hand, and we don't want to discard any cards just yet. Well, you know what? Actually, just out of curiosity, let's discard these. That's going to give us another multiplier over here. Then we're going to play these, and we should get our multiplier from this one. So our multiplier over there is interesting. It does that first. So up to 43. So not huge, but still a good start for us. We've got 2 discards left. We've got some aces over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. We'll do this one as well. So it treats this almost like it's in your hand. Almost there. Now what have we got going on here? I think we can get rid of some of these, right? And again, we just need one more spade, right? Perfect. And again, pretty safe, pretty home nice and comfortably. But again, these are still increasing. Another joker would be lovely to finish off this situation. 32, we got that. We're going to need that next time round, so hopefully we can do the same again. You can obviously see that if we end up with like a 2 left in our hand, this is going to really affect our numbers. Played cards with diamond suit gives +4 multiplier. If we could find a spade one, that would be incredible. Now we could buy this, 40 chips per discard. Again, that's going to add to this and really help us. But I'm you know what? I am tempted to buy this for now. If we're not going to get the multipliers, let's get the chips up front. Okay, we only got $2 left. Let's hit next. This time we have to get 32 grand and cards drawn face down after each hand played. Doesn't sound ideal, that, right? What have we got? We've got... I'm going to get rid of you. I guess I'll get rid of you and you. You're not ideal. I really don't want to discard again, because that's going to impact our numbers of chips. However, you know, this is important in terms of the modifier. Let's do it. So 10 grand for that. What I find, oh God, what I find quite interesting about this is I really struggle with focusing on anything else. I often find myself being like, well, we're going flushes or we're going straights, and that's often it. I think this is fine. We'll play this. We've only got 1 discard left, but we're going to need to keep it because we're going to end up with a pack of cards that we just don't know anything about. Another 11,000, but we're going to end up with this. What we can see is how many of these we've got left. We've still got quite a lot left. So I think we can discard these outright. Ooh, that's rough. That's really rough, right? We can play a hand and just see what we end up with. Because we've got 2 hands left, but we are going to need 10,000 on that last hand. And all we're getting here is an ace high. Still not horrendous, but... oh, God. Well, let's just have a look at our hands here. Can we figure it out? We know the lower ones. Are they still in the deck? I don't know. Does that mean they've not been drawn yet? Or does that mean they've not been played yet? I don't know. I think we're just going to have to play these and hope, right? This could be the end of us. I think we're just going to have to play these and hope these 3 cards are spades. Oh, come on. What are you doing here? We are out. We're done for. That really screwed us in terms of only being able to do that. We should have held on to our discards. We should have gone to try and get more discards. But as you can see, our best hand was 11,000. Obviously could have done way better than there. Our most played hand was a flush. If we'd have got a joker that played with spades, if we'd have got a joker that played with flushes and how many times we played it, would have been in a real good place. And then a load of stats about it. There's the seed if you want to try it and see if you can do better than me. This is a demo. I absolutely love it. Wishlist this game on Steam if it's your sort of thing, but we can go into it. We can try a different deck and go for that one. We won't do that. I'll leave this here, but if you like this game, please let me know in the comments. If you're thinking about picking this up, know nothing about the price at this moment in time. If you're thinking about picking this up, please let me know. But this is probably my most anticipated game of the year, which says a huge amount. And again, I'm not a huge poker player. I think it's apparent that I probably missed some hands that I could have played that would have got us more chips. But sometimes you get so focused on one sort of goal, that's where you head for. But there you go, Balatro. This is, check it out. I hope you're enjoying the 29 games, 29 days. If you are and you want to support the channel, please check out the members page, where not only do you get early access to every single video we upload, which includes the rest of the 29 games in 29 days, you also get access to all of the previous live streams that we've done, unique emotes and badges and all of that stuff. So please check that out, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.